welcome back to Travelling Box with me, Tanya, and today is, well, I'm doing lots of cooking today, but for this particular video I'm doing something that I do a lot. We call them mummy love bars because the secret ingredient is of course mummy love, and this is something that I used to make a lot of for my son's school back in the days before COVID, and we would provide a school midday snack. I would make these bars for him to take to school with him because they're really healthy, slow release energy and quite filling. So for his 10:30 snack break, this was absolutely ideal. Nowadays, of course, we can't send food into school for snacks, and our school are providing healthy snacks for them, but I'm still making these mummy love bars because they're just brilliant, and they're particularly good for making in bulk. Literally, you have to make them in bulk, and they last for absolute ages. I mean, I can have them lasting for weeks and weeks. So they're perfect for making up and then taking loads away with you in the caravan, because they're absolutely brilliant for breakfasts. If you don't want to spend time making breakfast and you've got these bars available, then perfect for that. They're excellent for taking with you on long walks as a snack and an energy boost bar. They're just awesome things to make, and they're so easy, really easy. So what you're going to need, really large, I have to use my biggest saucepan, it's the biggest thing I've got, to mix it all up in, so whatever big mixing bowl you've got, great. The cheapest muesli you can find, and for me that's this one, really cheap. Basically it's the rolled oats that you're wanting. And then whatever else you want on top of that. One thing that I do always put in is dried soft apricots. Chop those up, because this is a very sweet bar and you kind of need the bitterness of the apricots to break up that sweetness, otherwise they're a bit too sweet. Desiccated coconut is something that I always put in, and glacé cherries are something I always put in. When I was making these for my son's school, I never ever added nuts, but now they're not going to school with him, we add nuts because I love nuts. So I've got some fruit and nut mix here, and jumbo peanuts because they're just lush. So that's the basic ingredients, and then of course you need the glue that holds it all together. By far the best is condensed milk. Makes it so lush, and this keeps it all together. And then of course you can add honey or golden syrup or anything like that to it as well, and it literally is a case of just shoving it all in your mixing bowl, mix it all up, popping it in a baking tray, and then popping it in the oven for about half an hour until it turns brown. That easy. When it comes out, cut it into your squares and wrap it in cling film. Done. Lasts ages, and you've got them readily to hand for any snacky situation that you need. Now of course you can make as much or as little as you want, but if I've got the oven on and I've got the baking tray, I'm going to make a lot because it's easy, and as I say, they do last so long in the fridge. They probably last outside of the fridge as well. I don't know, I've never tried it. There's a drawer in my fridge that my son can just help himself to and grab a mummy love bar, and then, you know, it'll be good to go. So I'm going to start off with just lobbing everything in. Don't look. Lots of love condensed milk. You want to make sure you give it a really, really good mix. Make sure there are no dry areas, that every aspect is coated in the condensed milk and the honey or the golden syrup or whatever you use. Because that glue that holds it all together is what's going to stop the bars from crumbling after it's been baked. Excellent exercise for those bingo wings. Make sure you press it down quite firmly, because that's what will help it to hold together and keep its shape and give you a really nice compact granola bar. Is it granola? I don't know, I think it's granola. Mummy love bar. Yeah. Press it down, make sure it meets all of the corners and the sides and it's nice and firm. It's so nice already. So whilst that's in the oven, I've just set the timer for half an hour because I know roughly that's how long it takes, but I shall keep checking on it. Recap on what we've used. It's a kg of muesli, and don't buy the expensive muesli. There's absolutely no point when you're adding all of the ingredients yourself. That would make other mueslis expensive. You could just use rolled oats if you so desire. But yeah, a kg of muesli is what I've used this time. About half a tub of halved glacé cherries, half a packet of dried apricots or the soft apricots, half a pack of desiccated coconut, 2 tins of condensed milk, a splodge of golden syrup, and as many nuts and variety of nuts that your heart desires. There's no absolute have to have this, have to have that. Mix and match, experiment with different things, and you know, you'll find that the perfect recipe for you. But these Mummy Love bars are so popular here. My son loves them, hates it when we run out, and they're just really, really handy to grab and go. I struggle to eat breakfast in the mornings, always have done. I can't even have a cup of tea or coffee before I go to work in the morning. Just anything going into my stomach first thing just feels wrong, always has done, makes me nauseous. So a Mummy Love bar to pop into my handbag and then eat when I get to work with my first cup of coffee of the day is absolutely spot on. It makes a superb breakfast. But let's not talk about calories. I've got no idea how many calories, and I'm guessing with all of the nuts and fruit and condensed milk, it's not going to be low. But there are worse ways of you know, consuming those calories, and this is not the unhealthiest, and it's certainly a really good slow release energy for the rest of the morning and to serve you until lunchtime. But then I don't have lunch either. I tend to go all day. Sometimes if I don't have a Mummy Love bar, I just won't have breakfast, I won't have lunch, and I'll eat when I get home of an evening. Not the healthiest way of living, I know, but I do have a banana. A banana sees me through, and copious amounts of coffee. So yes, while this is cooking, I shall check back in a bit and see how we're doing, but we're looking for a nice browned top. I'll get down here. Now once it's out of the oven, it's still going to be very soft, so it's not ready to be taken out of the baking tray yet. But whilst it's soft, you do want to cut in the lines to make it into bars. Once this cools down, it will go hard and brittle, and then it becomes immeasurably difficult to cut. So do it while it's still warm, but then just wait for it to cool down before removing from the tray. So there we have a beautiful batch of Bummy Love bars, and I'm currently individually wrapping each one. I buy these paper bags by the 100, and they're absolutely ideal for keeping them in. But yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Just stole one. Anyway, I hope that's been useful to you. They are absolutely brilliant for taking with you on any hiking trek or long walk or days out, which makes them infinitely perfect for bringing with you on a caravan holiday. They're just amazing to slip into a bag for a day out when you need something, some sustenance to carry you through. And they're really easy. Anyway, thanks for watching.